Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know I did. I'm currently filming on my brand new Canon that Wesley got me, and then my parents got me a tripod to put it on, which was awesome. So I had a really amazing Christmas. I was not expecting at all to get that stuff, but so now I'm adjusting a little bit because I used to have like a monitor when I was looking. It was like the webcam on my laptop above, so I'm gonna do my best to look straight at you guys, but now I have a little bit of a monitor to see myself, and if you can see everything that I'm seeing on the side. So if you see me looking over here at all, it's probably me just checking to make sure the camera's picking up everything instead of like looking straight dead center on at you guys. But today I'm going to be doing a tutorial of 2 different New Year's Eve looks that you guys can be doing. This is going to be going up just a couple days before New Year's Eve, so if you need any ideas, maybe this would be a good start for you. And for these 2 ideas, I'm going to be using the Colourpop Frozen 2 collaboration. This is the Anna palette. That's the one I'm going to be doing today. And then I'm actually going to film this over 2 different days so that you will also get the Elsa palette that I purchased as well. These are both still available on Colourpop's website. They are $15 a piece, and I really have enjoyed both of them. These are New Year's Eve looks, but I also think you could use them as just glam looks for any event. So whatever you guys want to do, you can do. I did go ahead and do the rest of my makeup just for all purposes and intents of this video not being forever and a day longer. I'll leave all of the items that I used in the description below in case you want to know what I used for any of the rest of my face here. But we are going to go ahead in with the palette. Now, I always use eyeshadow primer before I put on eyeshadow. My Ulta one that I have loved, I am out of. I need more. I've been using an Avon one, but I really did not want to use that for this tutorial because I have found it's been very drying and chunky and my shadows have creased a lot. And I didn't think it would do the shadows justice. So I am trying a new primer, eyeshadow primer today in this video, as well as showing you guys a tutorial. So hopefully the primer works. This is a Wet n Wild primer. If you haven't seen my Wet n Wild video yet, I'm going to link that below as well. In that video, I did a full face of Wet n Wild products only, and I swore there was no eyeshadow primer. I could not find it at all. And then lo and behold, I went back to CVS the other day, and here this guy was. Just, you know, chilling right out, Wet n Wild Photofocus eyeshadow primer. So we're going to be using this. It claims it's long lasting, dries on invisibly, and never creases. So I just wanted to mention for those of you that have been paying attention that there is a Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and it is also under $5. Now it looks like it has a little squeezy applicator, so I thought there might be. So I prepared here and brought my little Wet n Wild. This is a concealer brush. I'm just gonna squeeze the primer onto that and apply it all over my lids. So I need a mirror to apply this, and I was like about to go get a separate one, but I realized there actually is in the top of this palette on the inside a mirror. So I'm just gonna use that mirror, and I know some people think this is the most satisfying thing, so I'll go ahead and show you guys so you can feel the satisfaction of just peeling that brand new paper off of a new palette, and it's a really nice reflective mirror. Okay, so here is the inside of the palette here. We have some really nice shades here. Most of these are warmer shades. The Anna palette is mostly warm tones, and then the Elsa shade, or palette rather, has a lot more cool tones in it. And so in here we have a nice amount of some purpley mauves, browns, golds, all included in here. Okay, so according to their website, this warm toned Anna palette, 9 pan palette, it has shades in matte, metallic, and pressed glitter. So if we look at the actual palette here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 what I would say are mattes. I don't know if you guys can see, but this shade down here has a bit of glitter in it. Let's see if I can capture some of that. I don't know if you can see it or not. But that is a matte shade. I don't know if I'd call it metallic so much as I would call these 2 here and this one definitely metallic. but that has a little bit of glitter that I have found is just like a hint, and it barely shows up when you use it, but it is there. And then the middle is a pressed glitter. Now, there's a lot of controversy over these pressed glitters. They are not considered eye safe. I have used them on the lid before, but the more and more I read about them, the more and more I'm kind of freaked out to use them on my eyes, because they're basically craft glitter. They're not meant as being safe for your eyes. And so if it gets in your eyes, it could cut and scratch up your eye and your cornea, and you could have serious major issues and injuries. And of course, Colourpop includes this as an eyeshadow palette, so obviously somebody's using it as eyeshadow, but basically to cover their behinds legally, they have said it is not eye safe, so use at your own risk. I'm going to show you a couple different ways that I use these that aren't directly on the eyelid, so that you can still use them in your look, but that might be a little bit easier to use, or at least less of a chance to fall out into your eye. But still, I'm not telling you you have to use them. You could ignore that completely if you don't want to. You could use it for the body. If you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. I'm not telling you it's safe. I'm telling you the same thing Colourpop is telling you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start and go in with my Wet n Wild all over the eye little crease brush here. It's a crease brush, but I'm gonna use it all over the eye. And I'm just gonna start with this shade down here, which is Fearless, and put that in my crease. So I actually plan on putting a pretty big lash on today that's going to cover most of this eyeshadow up. Usually if I knew that ahead of time, I would just do one or two very basic colors that are going to kind of peek through my lashes, but not spend a lot of time on the eyeshadow because no one will see it. But I am going to go ahead and show you a little bit more of an intricate eyeshadow look today. That way you can decide if you want to do that type of eyeshadow look and skip the lashes, or if you want to dumb down what I'm showing you and just do a couple shades and then use the lashes I'm going to, that's fine too. Totally up to you. Just trying to give you some options. And obviously, even though you don't have to use this Frozen palette, you could use just similar brown and mauve and neutral tones. These are in a lot of palettes. This one is on Colourpop's website, and I'm not sure how long the sale goes. I'll let you know when I upload it if it's still going on, but I know at least as of today when I'm filming it, Colourpop is having a 25% off site-wide sale right now. So I believe I just saw this was $11.25 instead of the normal $15 on their website. So if you're interested in it, this might be the time. Because like I said, yes, these are New Year's Eve looks just because of the timing of the upload, but I really think you could do these looks anytime and they would be beautiful. I'm gonna go in next with Wind. I'm gonna place that just barely above that. Still in my crease, but it's like my upward crease. Just to kind of blend that out a little bit more. I like to go almost all the way up to the brow bone just because I do have hooded eyes. A lot of times anything I put here will really get lost when I open my eye. You'll be able to see it a little bit, but I just think that gives you a little bit more that's visible. And again, especially since I am doing pretty big false lashes today, it's gonna be good for me. So next I'm gonna go in with Autumn Breeze, which is this dark purple. And I have stuck with all mattes so far. Now I will tell you guys from experience that a lot of Colourpop shadows have a lot of fallout. I'm not really having too much issues under the eyes here with fallout. If I do, I'll do some powder, but I did not bake like I have in some of my past videos because I just know to give it a little tap before I go into my eyes, so if there's any excess, it's gonna fall back into the pan and not onto my under eyes and ruining my foundation and things. If you're really worried about it, you can bake with powder, or you can just plain do your eyes first. Some people do their eyes first before they ever deal with foundation, concealer, the works, so you can clean it all up very easily if it falls out. Totally up to you. So now we've got that purple that's light on the outside. I just want to do that to give it a little dimension. I'm going to zoom in because I can now. And for you guys to see a little bit better here what we've got going on so far. So this is just with the 3 matte shades. And again, those 3 matte shades were Fearless, Wind, and Autumn Breeze so far. So now we're gonna switch over and we're gonna do a little bit on the lid. And I'm gonna go in with Warm Hugs, which is the shade that I think they're counting as a metallic, but it really looks matte in the pan with some glittery gold flecks in it. It's just like a very minute metallic moment, but it's not really a metallic shade. Like, I have not seen that it does anything more with your finger than a brush. A lot of metallics perform better with your finger, just in the pan and onto the eye, but I haven't found this performs any better with your finger. So I'm just using a brush. So far, that Wet n Wild primer is looking good. It's not making it look chunky. Like I said, that Avon, the one that I've just been trying to use up, has been. We'll see if it's actually long lasting or if it creases throughout the day, but I did not have to set that primer, which I like, and these are really blending very nicely. They look really good. I'm quite happy with them right now. Okay, so next, I'm just gonna take a tiny little eyeliner brush and I'm gonna take a little bit of that Autumn Breeze and just run it on the lower lash here on the outside to smoke it out a little bit. You could totally skip this step if you don't want it to look smoky. You can do whatever you want. To me, a tutorial is not like you have to do it this way. This is really just like my inspiration of what I got from this palette. Maybe you get different inspiration from it. That's totally fine. I love to watch other people's tutorials with the same products that I've used just so I can go, oh, I've never tried that combination in that way, or I've never tried that specific application. And I find it just gives me a lot more use out of my products. I don't get as bored with them because it gives me new ideas. So hopefully this at least will just inspire you to do something, even if you're not copying it exactly. Totally fine. And then I'm gonna go back in with Fearless. I only did that on the outside. I'm gonna do Fearless on the inside here. I'm just making sure I really blended the two where they met in the middle there. I am going to recommend, if you do this, that you use a glitter primer. These are really loose because I'm gonna go with this pressed glitter. They are really, really fine and loose and don't stick that well without one. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm basically gonna take this little liner brush and I'm actually gonna create from the center of my eye out kind of like a fake under the eye wing. It's gonna be really over the top and extra. I really would never wear it this way from day to day, but I think it's a really fun kind of glam look that would be fun for New Year's Eve. So I'm gonna do it. And if you guys like it, you can do it too, but totally do. So there we have one side. I know it looks a little crazy now. I think it'll look better once I have the lash on. But that's just one way for me that you can use the pressed glitter if you want to be able to use it. And that way, if it falls, I'm hoping it falls like down onto my face and not into my eye. Just me personally, I feel a little better using it with ways like this. But absolutely, you do not have to do it this way. You don't have to use it at all. So don't feel any pressure to. It's just one idea of a cool look that you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, and this was using the middle shade, which is called Arendelle. It's almost like putty in the pan, guys, when you use it. So there's that. And I'm going to zoom in here for a minute just to show you again what that looks like a little bit up close, so that if you are trying to mimic this and do it the same way at home, you can see exactly what I did here. So I started here at my middle, about halfway through, and then I just drew this really up. I kind of had the inspiration of like winged an eyeliner, and I like to wing mine here up. So I kind of followed my natural brow to end where my brow ended and just put a nice shape there. It's gonna look really good once we have lashes on, I think. So before we put on lashes, I do want to talk about the fact that there are other things that come in this collection. I did not order the entire collection, but there are lip glosses, lipsticks, some additional, I think they're super shocks or some like glitter gels or something like that. So I did not get both lipsticks, but I got one from the Anna collection. It comes in this box. It is the cutest box ever. These little snowflakes on it are textured in glitter. It's amazing. This is a luxe lipstick, but I'm mentioning this in this video because I want you guys to please restore my faith in Colourpop. This is the first lipstick I've ever bought from them. I believe it was like $8 or $9, which for me is more than I would normally spend on a lipstick. I'm definitely a $2, $3 drugstore lipstick kind of gal. They last forever. I don't spend a lot of money. So for me, this was the splurge. It comes in this container. It's a really heavy, like fancy, expensive feeling, and I was like, ooh, and this is in the shade Going North. It is a cream lipstick, and the first time I used this, I was like, this is amazing. I used it on Thanksgiving for the first time. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can go over there and find it, but it's one of those lipsticks that was so nice that I don't know if you guys are like this with your makeup, but I was like, I kind of want to save this for like special occasions. Like I don't want to use this for my everyday one because it's that nice. So I used this on Thanksgiving, I used it on Christmas Eve, and I had only used it a couple times. And then I went to use it, I packed it with me in my car and took it to extended family on Christmas Day. And when we got in the driveway, I was like, okay, let me pop my lipstick on. And I'm telling you, it was a brand new lipstick, and I went to put it on and this happened. Like it was a normal shaped lipstick. The entire top half fell off. Like I'm telling you, this is 50% of the product left, if that. And because I was in my car, could it just fall in my lap? No. So I'm like, literally did this, twirled it out, went to put it on, was not one of those crazy people that cranked it all the way that you're like, well, that's why it broke off. Just had it enough for that like curved, angled, whatever part out, put it up to my lip, and it fell off, bounced off my jeans on my lap and down in between the car seat. So I had to dig it all out. I had this like neutrally, I don't know, it's like a brownie red. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put it on to show you, but it was on my jeans, it was on my car seat. Half the product's gone. I feel like I wasted my product. There's a mess. I'm not happy about it. So I really had wanted to buy from Colourpop. They have this, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. They just did a collab fairly recently, and they're doing their final restock of their collab with, I believe it's pronounced Sophia. And these lipsticks look gorgeous. Like she has these darker lipsticks that I am kind of obsessed with. Like they look so good, but I'm like, I don't know if I should spend the money on it because I'm like literally half my product. So like $4 in the trash, which to me, again, if I spend $2 or $3 normally, and this happened, the first lipstick I ever bought from them, trash. And I looked at, they don't do returns. I looked to see their return policy because they're so cheap to begin with. They don't do a return policy, and they will only do like a refund or a replacement or whatever if something arrives broken in shipping. If you do it yourself, it's kind of like whatever, which I mean, from a business model standpoint, I understand, because you would have people saying all the time, oh yeah, it broke, and trying to get their money back or trying to get free products. So on one hand, I do understand that, but at the same time, for a consumer who took the risk to buy their product for the first time, spend more than they normally would on a limited edition collector's item, and then to have this happen within 3 uses of the product, and I barely have any left now, makes me say, no, that's not good quality product if it's gonna break within 3 uses. It's just not, which is a shame because I know there's a glare. This looks really beautiful, the Sophia collection. I really like the like darker blue and vampy red shades. So if any of you have used Colourpop lipsticks, what's your experience? Can you restore my faith in this company so that I can buy it? Or is it really actual crap and like the shades are nice and I should appreciate them, but do it as a pass? I need to know. So please help me with that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna apply what I have left of going north. It's really a lot harder to apply when it's flat like this. I try to do a really good job of keeping it angled as I use the product. So do with that information what you will, but here's what the lip color looks like. I think it is stunning. Obviously, that's why I was trying to save it for special occasions only, but that didn't work. So that was the only lipstick I got though, so I have nothing else to compare it to. I am gonna go ahead and go pop on lashes, and I'll be back showing you guys the completed look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I did go back in with the shade Scooch in here for the inner portion of the eye. Just the inner corner there to give it a nice glow. My highlighter is beaming today. And I did also put it in my brow bone up there. So like I said, I did a bigger lash with this just because I wanted to. You could go a little bit easier on the shadow if you don't like this. Or you could do exactly what I did. So I hope you like this tutorial. Keep watching if you'd like to get a second tutorial using the Elsa palette. Quick update before we get into Elsa. That post that I showed you guys that Colourpop put on Instagram about Sophia's collaboration with the lipsticks, I actually did end up commenting on that and saying like, ooh, these look really great. I'm really afraid to buy them because of this experience. I don't know what to do. And Colourpop actually did DM me and suggested that I submit a request to the company for customer service. So I don't know what they will or won't be able to do for me, but I did submit that request with a photo of the damaged product. So I'll keep you guys posted in the description about that. That's at least good to know that they saw my comment and are paying attention as a company. So I just wanted to update you guys with that. They're only open Monday through Friday, and this is Sunday. I'm filming this section of the video the day I'm uploading, so I'll keep you posted on that. But if you've made it this far in the video, we are now going to create a second New Year's Eve look using the Elsa palette. So the Elsa palette looks like this. It's more cool tone, like I said before, instead of warm tone like the Anna palette. It is also 9 pans. The artwork on these is great, you guys. I really love the artwork that they did with these for Elsa and Anna. It's got nice textured snowflakes on it. It's also 9 pans, comes with mattes and shimmers and also loose glitter that, you know, we'll talk about that again, but also not eye safe, so be careful on that. And I saved this part for you guys. Ready? The satisfaction. Oh, the cats are in here right now, so I don't know how long that's gonna last, but they seem to not be able to be away from me. So this primer by Wet n Wild worked really well when I used it with the Anna palette. It did not crease at all, and the shadows absolutely did last. So I'm definitely going to be using that again today, since that is the only time I've used it, to see like, was it a fluke or is it, you know, is it amazing and this is my new favorite primer? I don't know. Applying it with the Wet n Wild concealer. So here is the palette, you guys. Again, there are several mattes. We've got 1, 2, 3 mattes here. This one, and then this middle one up here are all mattes. And then just like the other palette, we have one that's like a matte base, but it has like a really pretty glitter within it. This one's definitely more glittery than the one in the other palette and has this pretty like blue glitter in it. Then we have 3 shimmers. That's this one, or I guess you call them metallics. This one, and this one. I guess we have 4, sorry, because of the silver one in the middle here, I forgot. And then finally we have the pressed glitter in the middle that I'm going to show you guys another way to handle that if you're not comfortable with the eye safe situation, being that they're not eye safe, which I don't know that I completely am either. So here we go. I'm going to start with a little bit of Fire. It's this nice like taupey shade, and I'm using my Wet n Wild crease brush and throwing that right in the crease. I just want you guys to know right now, you can't really see him, but Salem is on my lap right now. I don't think I can angle this to show you guys, sadly, but he's like right here below the camera on my lap, just chilling. He's the cutest, you guys. I have to take him to the vet in a couple days because he has not been neutered yet, so we have to take care of that because I don't want him to get old enough to the point the vet said, you know, with boys, sometimes they want to start spraying and being territorial and all that. So we have to take him on Tuesday, poor baby. Okay, so next I am gonna go in and I'm gonna put a little bit of a deeper shade, Spindrift down here on the outer corner. Now, much like my Anna look, you could do the eyeshadow and leave it alone or just do mascara. I'm doing kind of a bigger lash again today, so you could skip all this complicated eyeshadow and just do like one color and go in with fire only or whatever if you know you're going to cover most of it up with a big lash. Totally up to you. I'm just trying to give you guys some options. So also, normally if I weren't using the pressed glitter at all, I'd probably go in with this ice crystals on the eye just to give it a really cute look, but I am going to be using that pressed glitter some, so I don't want to do too much silver, and I actually have a lash that has a little bit of like a silver confetti in the lash, so I don't want to go overkill, but you could do something like that. So I'm just going to go in with Awakened, which is this really pretty kind of matte with the blue in it, and I'm going to finish the eyeshadow for now by putting that all over the rest of the lid. And yes, I'm doing this all with one brush, remembering to tap off any excess onto the pan before going onto my eyes, because these are kind of shadows with a lot of fallout, but it really doesn't matter, guys, as long as you know how to deal with that. And then I'm going in with Fire again, just up here to make sure none of that little transition shade got lost in the mix, possibly bringing it up a little bit higher because I have hooded eyes. And then I'm going to go in once more with Spindrift just to make sure those outer corners are still deepened up. Okay, so again, this has like purples and blues in it. You could go way more cool tone than I'm going. I'm going more like on the purpley side. Do what you want, guys. This is just, you know, my spin on it, my take, my inspiration that I got from this palette. So then I'm actually going to take a little bit of Spindrift. I'm going to go a little bit on the lower lash line. Just like halfway, not totally the whole thing. Okay, and then I'm actually going to go in with this shade called Water, this little blue here for the very inner corner. It's more of like a pastel blue. It's not super pigmented, but I actually want that sort of effect just to ombre it out. I don't want something totally bold and blue. I also find on me, I have a lot of veins that show under here and up here, so I try not to go too blue anyway because I find that brings my veins out. But a little cute ombre moment is good here. I'll show you guys up close what I've done here. So I have the darker outer corner. I'm going to blend this around the corners a little bit more so it looks better. But I did the Snowdrift about to here, and then I blended it in with Water, just in that inner portion there. So we're going to be done with lashes here for a moment. We'll go back and get the inner corner and things. I'm going to show you guys what I want to do for the pressed glitter. Now, you could use some glitter glue. I used this Ulta glitter primer yesterday when I did the Anna portion of this video for under the eye. I think, though, this is tacky enough because it's kind of putty-like in the pan that this will work without it. So I'm going to try this. I've never done this, so we'll see how it goes. But I just took a little bit on my finger, and I just want like an iciness on my cheeks. Almost like where you would put your highlighter. I just want a little bit of extra something there. And I think that's going to look really pretty with the lash, like I said, with the silver in it. And that way we are using this, because I hate feeling like I'm buying stuff and wasting it. But we're not putting it on our eyelids, and we're putting it kind of lower. Look, it just like makes my highlighter even more beaming. You can see if I get up closer here, the actual little grains of glitter on my skin. But see, when I turn on the light, it's just like the most beautiful, stunning glow. I really like that a lot. And it doesn't stick to your finger really much either. It pretty much all comes off, which I like. You could definitely do this effect with the Gold Arendelle in the Elsa palette as well. Again, I'm just doing a couple different things to show you guys the capabilities of this palette. If you wanted, you know, you highlight on the little tip of your nose or down the bridge or the top of your lip. We'll go ahead, we'll get a little crazy here. You could do any of those spots. I mean, we're talking New Year's Eve. You know, you're supposed to be doing kind of like party vibes, so it's not supposed to be like everyday makeup that I would do, but I really like how that looks. I mean, look, it's blinding. So that's really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on lashes and lipstick, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of Cuddle Close in my inner corner and to highlight my brow bone, and I will be back. So here is the completed Elsa look. And we are beaming, and you guys can probably see on my eye here, these lashes, they match that loose glitter so well. I'm gagged, deceased. That's what the kids say, right? Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed these New Year's Eve tutorials. I hope you found something that you can try, whether you're going out or not. Sometimes I just like to get glam, even if it's just with family and friends. So I hope you found these tutorials helpful. The Colourpop Frozen 2 Elsa and Anna collections are still available from Colourpop, but they are there for a limited edition collection. So if you like these products, I would suggest you get them while you can. I just looked this morning, the 25% off sale is still going on as of the day that I'm uploading this video. So you can grab those for I believe it's $11.25 plus shipping. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this again. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I have so many good ideas for upcoming videos. I have really enjoyed those of you that comment and kind of talk back and forth with me in the comments section. That's so fun. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a happy new year.